You're welcome to today's class. We are taking English language as a subject this moment, and we're going to be looking at the topic capitalization. By the end of this class or after watching this video, you should be able to detect when you are supposed to make use of capital letters or spot errors of capitalization when you go through a passage. We are going to look at the definition of capitalization, and the definition we have here says, this is writing the first word. This is writing the first letter of a word, the first letter of a word in uppercase and the remaining letters of the same word in lower cases. So when we talk about capital letters, we are talking about the upper case letters, which we used to refer to as big letters. The lower cases are what we often refer to as small letters. Let's look at an example of what we mean by capitalization. We have three words here. We have worry, data, and market. These three words are capitalized. So when we say capitalization or capitalize a word, it simply means write the first letter of the word in capital letters, while the remaining parts of that same word are written in lower cases. We are going to look at 5 rules. There are more than 5 rules that should guide us on capitalization or help us to avoid making mistakes of capitalization. So quickly, let's look at the first rule. The first rule states that the first word in a sentence, let's give an example. The book is mine. The book is mine. Please don't mind my handwriting. Okay, full stop. That's a sentence. The book is mine. The word the is capitalized. In other words, the first letter in the word the is written in capital letter or in uppercase. Then we move over to the second rule. The first word immediately after a period or full stop should be what? Capitalized. So if I were to say the book, if I were to say something after that full stop, the book is mine, it's okay. If I were to continue saying something about the book and I were to use it as a word immediately after a full stop, I have to capitalize the it. In other words, write the first letter of it in capital letter or in upper case. The book is mine. It is with my friend for the moment. Okay, so I'm not going to bother myself about writing further. But the point is, immediately after the full stop, the first letter of the word coming after should be written in uppercase. Then we'll move over to the third rule, which states names of persons and other proper nouns of specific names of places or things. E.g., we have Nigeria, we have Toyota Corolla. So when we say Nigeria, for instance, Nigeria is a name of a country, which we can also refer to as a place. Then Toyota is the name of a thing, which is a car. Then names of people, James, Andrew, Matthew, Peter, Elizabeth, Evelyn, Joy, Blessing, and so on and so forth. These are names of people. And when you are writing, you must capitalize them. Let's move over to the fourth rule. The fourth rule in capitalization states that titles before names, for example, doctor, engineer, Mr., Mrs., Reverend, Pastor, Chief, all these are titles that usually comes before people's names. So we could say Dr. James, Engineer Peter, Mr. Frank, Mrs. Evelyn, Reverend Peter, Pastor Duke, Chief James, Onanefe Ibori. These are titles and they should be capitalized. Then the fifth rule is names of the days of the week. Names of the days of the week, like you will have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and so on and so forth. Then the months of the year, January, February, March, and so on. And holidays, Easter, Eid al-Maulud, Christmas, and so on and so forth. I'm sure you are going to do your own research and find out those other rules that will guide you against making the errors of capitalization. Now we are going to do an error detection test to find out much about what we have learned now. Let's take it that, let's look at this letter, an extract from a letter written by Yoma to Tejiri during the lockdown. How are you, Tejiri? The letter reads, how are you, Tejiri? We left Warri before the closure of the borders. We traveled to Kwara State since last week Saturday, and we may not be back soon except the pandemic is over. How did you celebrate Easter holiday over there? This one was indeed the first of its kind. We are living with my uncle, Engineer Ogenobu Kenneth, in his family apartment. His family has been nice to this very moment. I'm enjoying my stay here, particularly with my uncle's wife, Mrs. Ogenobu Eunice. She's more than nice to me. I hope you are still reading your books. Please, always wash your hands and use hand sanitizers. Otherwise, I will never shake your hands. I miss you. Bye. Yoma. Now, this is a letter having so many capitalization faults, and they are already highlighted in red. Going by the rules, the first word in this later paragraph is we left Warri. We is the first word and it should be capitalized. Warri is the name of a place, the name of a city, and it should be capitalized. They will move over to Kwara State. Kwara State should be capitalized. So Kwara in state should be capitalized. We traveled to Kwara State since last week Saturday. Saturday, one of the days of the week, should be capitalized. How did you celebrate Easter? From the rule we said that names of holidays are to be capitalized. So Easter should be capitalized. Then we move on to this paragraph. We are living with my uncle, Engineer Ogenevo Kenneth. Engineer is a title, Ogenevo, a name, Kenneth, a name. Mrs. Ogenevo Eunice. Mrs. is a title, Ogenevo is a name, Eunice is a name. So these were to be capitalized, but they weren't. So it doesn't matter how sound or interesting your later writing is. The examiner washes out for errors in capitalization or other punctuation. But our focus for today is for capitalization. So I hope you will carry out your own research, find out about those other rules, and make sure you avoid this deadly mistake that can cost you dearly. Bye for now.